Let's take a look at some more statistics. Story from the Politico. Election angst. Wages have barely budged since 2008. Hourly wages have increased 10 cents a year under President Kardashian. I know probably some of you might be saying, but Rush, what about the minimum wage? Not a factor here. That should tell you something. The minimum wage is an arbitrary number that's not related to anything. The minimum wage has no relationship to economic activity whatsoever. All the minimum wage does is lose jobs. All the minimum wage does is guarantee that young people are going to have restricted entry-level job opportunities. That's all it does. Well, now I take that back. The minimum wage actually is a great PR move for the left, the way it's covered with the media. Minimum wage, $10 an hour. Everybody thinks, wow, at least that's what everybody's making. They don't stop to report the truth about it. So talking about it, promoting it, seeking increases in it, it's a PR victory for Democrats. But in reality, the minimum wage harms the economy and entry-level workers. So in each year since President Kardashian was immaculated, hourly wages have increased 10 cents. When President Bush left office, gasoline was $1.85 a gallon. Today, the average price for a gallon of unleaded, the closest I get is $3.54. If you add to that wages haven't budged since Obama was immaculated, we have disposable income for millions of Americans going backwards. And believe me, they are paying attention. They're not going to wait until August or September to start paying attention. They're paying attention now because they can't avoid it. It's their life. Adjusted for inflation, the average hourly wage has gone up 42 cents over the past 4 years. The average hourly wage in America now $23.41. That's according to the regime's Labor Department figures. High unemployment explains some of this, but salaries have stayed disturbingly flat, say economists. It's unprecedented how modest the wage gains have been over this recovery, said Sherry Cooper, the chief economist at BMO Financial Group. It's painful for consumers. It's detrimental for labor. Unprecedented how modest the wage gains have been over this recovery. Has anybody stopped to think that maybe it really hasn't been a recovery? Anybody stop to consider that we may still be in the recession for all practical purposes? So we've got Obama here has created a twofer, a jobless recovery and a wageless recovery. And yet they tell us it's a recovery. And yet every news story is looked at through the prism, oh no, how will this affect Obama? You see, folks, I thought green energy companies going to create millions of high-paying jobs of the future. That's what the president told us. What happened? He keeps saying that we're not going back to pro-growth policies. He says we tried that approach. We tried that approach for 210 years. It didn't work. It's never worked. All that prosperity and wealth that was created in the 200 years since the founding of the country, false, phony, never happened. Never worked. Only now, with Barack Hussein Kardashian in office, are we finally doing it the right way. Private sector jobs have increased by an average of just 105,000 over the past 3 months, by 89,000 a month during the Obama quote-unquote recovery. And they tell us Obama is having a bad week. The U.S. economy is suffering its longest sustained bout of 8% unemployment or higher since the Great Depression. And they tell us Obama is having a bad week. The U.S. stock market is down. 7% since April, early April. Real take-home pay is down over the past year. Barack Obama is having a bad week. The first quarter GDP report also showed that after-tax corporate profits dropped for the first time in 3 years in this recovery. And Obama is having a bad week. Barack Obama has not been able to transition from being a community agitator to being a president. He's been unable or unwilling to make that transition. And you know, Hillary was right. Simply wasn't ready. And Clinton knows he's not ready. And more Democrats know he's not ready. More and more Democrats are publicly undermining him. Believe me, the American people are paying attention.